Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, China Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a relief distribution at a local gym in Lushan County to help quake survivors get through the days ahead. In Malaysia, Kota Kinabalu Tzu Chi volunteers helped a Filipino migrant worker, Mercy Magawame, fulfill her final wish of going home. And in Guangdong Province, China, a former scholarship recipient, Liu Genhua, joined Tzu Chi volunteers on home visitations as a way to give back the love he has received. We start the show in Lushan County, China, where Tzu Chi volunteers held a relief distribution inside a local gymnasium to help quake survivors who are still living in tent areas. This time, other than daily necessities in the aid packs, insect repellents were also included to help survivors fight off bugs.
Our founder, Master Zheng Yan, cares about all of you.
A Tzu Chi volunteer read out Master Zheng Yan's blessings to the quake survivors in Lushan County, followed by the distribution for quake survivors living in tents around the local gymnasium.
We will be distributing approximately 900 to 1,000 aid packs. Thanks to the person in charge here, we were able to receive the name list in time for the distribution.
Knowing these relief items are filled with Tzu Chi volunteers' love from around the globe, quake survivors say they are deeply moved.
Thank you so much for coming from so far away. We are truly touched.
The items in the aid packs include blankets, toothpaste, toothbrush, and much more. Tzu Chi volunteers also thoughtfully added insect repellent to the relief list.
It is summer and there are many bugs out here, so it is very convenient to have insect repellent.
This time the relief distribution is joined by Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong, Sichuan province, and many more. Everyone hopes with their love and care, the quake survivors can soon put their sorrow behind them and start a new chapter of their lives.
With most Chinese currently celebrating the Labor Day holidays in Lushan County, kids at the Children's Support Center established by Tzu Chi are also celebrating the occasion by creating drawings as a way to show their gratitude to the hardworking volunteers, police officers, and soldiers.
In Lushan County, Sichuan province, today children are celebrating Labor Day inside a children's support center established by Tzu Chi.
Thank you for risking your life to help us.
At the disaster zone, army, police officers, and volunteers from far and wide have been providing a wide range of services to speed up the process of recovery for these disaster survivors. To celebrate Labor Day, under the guidance of Tzu Chi volunteers, children draw to express their thanks to all the hard-working volunteers. Receiving the heartwarming gifts, these soldiers are all smiles.
Seeing these children is like seeing my own grandchildren. It is great to see all of them smiling. Lushan will be better tomorrow. Lushan will never falter. Sichuan will never falter. Ya'an will never falter.
Meanwhile, along the streets in Lushan County, a group of children are here with posters and drinks to express their gratitude to those that have come far and wide to help.
I want to thank the police officers because they have provided us with a lot of help.
In Lushan County, we have witnessed the concept of it is more blessed to give than to receive. As thanks to the love received, the disaster victims are inspired to become givers too.
To remind everyone of the importance of safeguarding their health, Tzu Chi Malacca chapter in Malaysia held a kidney care program for patients and their family members. Meanwhile, in Taiwan, team of doctors held a free clinic at Tzu Chi Hemei Recycling Station in Changhua County.
Everyone just practices recycling and has forgotten to take care of their health.
Today, Tima medical staff are holding a free clinic at Tzu Chi's Hemei Recycling Station to safeguard the health of these recycling volunteers. The doctors not only attended to the volunteers' health problems, but also gave each valuable suggestions.
If your lumbar area feels sore, you can use a hot compress. If you don't want to take too much medication, you should consider rehabilitation.
During her checkup, Tzu Chi volunteer Li Shouqing discovered that she has a problem with her liver.
Thanks to this free clinic, I received a health checkup, and I was able to learn that something is wrong with my liver.
After listening to her doctor's suggestion, Li Shouqing had a thorough examination at a hospital where she discovered that she has a tumor in her liver. Li says thanks to the free clinic, she is able to treat her illness before it worsens. Moving to Malaysia, where Tzu Chi's Malacca chapter is holding a kidney care program. The event offers services from health checks to medical seminars.
When the kidney disease worsens, it will lead to renal failure. If you want to control kidney problems, it is important to watch out for diabetes and high blood pressure.
My blood pressure has been high and I have headaches too, so I decided to attend the event to know more about how to take care of my health. I will do exactly what the doctor suggested when I go home.
After listening to the doctors, I know there are a lot of habits I need to change. The doctors said that we need to eat more vegetables, exercise and eat only 80% full.
Thanks to the kidney care program, members of the public gain new tips on the prevention of kidney disease and have learned how to live a healthier life.
37-year-old Mercy Magawame left her home in the Philippines to seek employment in Malaysia. After being diagnosed with cancer, she was dismissed from her job. Therefore, Kota Kinabalu Tzu Chi volunteers were notified and started providing care and support. Apart from subsidizing her medical costs, volunteers also fulfilled her final wish of returning home.
Having received a call for help, volunteers from Malaysia's Kota Kinabalu traveled to Kimanas to visit Mercy Magawame. Diagnosed with breast cancer, the volunteers' assistance came just in time.
A cancer patient with breast cancer, and the cancer has erupted. Immediately the next day, the group of us went to see her. One of our volunteers, who was a nurse, had to clean her up. Pus and blood were flowing out. Immediately we called the palliative care, and the doctor told us to send her down to the hospital immediately to see in whatever way they can help her.
We're going to help you. Right now, what's most important is for you to get better. When your condition is stabilized, then you can go home, all right?
37-year-old Mercy was dismissed from her job for medical treatment. The condition worsened. Tzu Chi volunteers later contacted Mercy's aunt in Malaysia, hoping to help her return to the Philippines to see her family one last time.
I have to find a way for her to go back because she is really ill. I wanted to send her back to Zamboanga, but I have no money because I work as a maid, so I don't make much. I managed to borrow some money from my friends, but it's still not enough.
Not only have the volunteers helped Mercy receive medical treatment, but have also organized a place for Mercy and her aunt to stay in. Volunteers also arranged for transport for Mercy to return to the Philippines in the shortest time possible.
I want to go see my family and see my children and my mother. I sincerely thank you for helping me return home.
Taking Tzu Chi volunteers' best wishes and love with her as she sets out on her journey home, Mercy's final wishes have been fulfilled.
Also in Malaysia, at the Machap Baru nursing home in Malacca, Cho Ya-an was a senior with selfless compassion. Although poor, he always donated the proceeds he made from recyclables to Tzu Chi. This April, the senior passed away, and to commemorate his great love, Tzu Chi volunteers held a memorial service for him.
At this nursing home in Machap Baru, Malacca, Tzu Chi volunteers are extending their sincerest blessings through prayer for senior Cho Ya-an, who passed away due to illness. In 1995, Cho Ya-an moved into this nursing home, frequently visited by Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers. With the volunteers' unfaltering care, Grandpa Cho developed a strong connection to Tzu Chi over the next 18 years.
你们可以卖钱啊，为什么你们不要卖给别人呢？
不要，不可以这样做。所以说我们要那个实际
实际帮忙，我们应该这样做回馈出去，才有福报。卖给人家也是钱也是用到光。
It makes me happy to contribute and do charity.
Although never materially affluent, Grandpa Cho nevertheless had a generous heart and enjoyed helping others. He saved up his grant money and lived frugally to donate his money to charity.
All his money is here.
Even in sickness, he still seized the opportunity to give, donating his last bamboo coin bank to Tzu Chi.
He said doing good deed was his first priority. He was very compassionate and selfless.
In the 77 years of his life, Grandpa Cho lived his life to the full, and although he is no longer around them, his spirit shall live on in the hearts of those that knew him.
Moving to China in Guangdong's Heping County, over the past 11 years, Tzu Chi has provided scholarships to aid students in need. Among the volunteers at the latest distribution was former scholarship recipient Liu Genhua, who joined the volunteers' ranks. Recently, Liu's heart of giving has also inspired his fellow classmates to follow in his footsteps.
11 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers first started caring for the poor families here in Guangdong's Heping County. Now the seeds of Tzu Chi seem to be finally flourishing.
I want to walk the Tzu Chi path as far as I can.
This is Liu Genhua, who is among the first group of scholarship recipients and now has a stable job in Guangzhou City. Back in his alma mater, Liu is filled with gratitude.
There was one time I was dizzy. It was my teacher, Miss Xu Fuying, who gave me the money to buy medicine.
Another important person in Liu's life is his younger brother.
My brother gave up his studies and chose to take part-time jobs to support our family so that I could go to school.
As a way to reciprocate, Liu has chosen to join Tzu Chi's volunteer missions, and although they still live in relative poverty, Liu's family is now one full of blessings. This is Liu Yaoyao's home, who is also among the first group of Tzu Chi's scholarship recipients. Following her father's passing, she lived with her grandfather alone. Thanks to Tzu Chi's scholarships, however, she was able to finish her studies smoothly.
I never think of myself as misfortunate. I am more blessed than other people. I'm thankful to my grandpa and people from all walks of life who once cared for me.
Once Liu started earning a salary from an internship program during her senior year in university, she chose to give up her scholarship.
Tzu Chi's aunts and uncles taught me to fulfill my filial duties, to be thankful and to lead a positive and happy life.
Seeing her fellow classmate Liu Genhua join Tzu Chi's ranks, Liu was also inspired.
I want to be a volunteer too.
Seeing their seeds of love flourishing, Tzu Chi volunteers in Guangdong are finding all their efforts to be worthwhile.
In China, though the winter aid distributions are still several months away, Beijing Tzu Chi volunteers are already carrying out an initial survey of the impoverished families to prepare for the event. This time around, volunteers traveled to a remote village in Yi County, Hebei Province. Following their initial assessment, Tzu Chi volunteers are putting the poor families on their priority list.
Huanghao village lies a few kilometers outside of the city center of Yi County. In this remote village, most residents make their living from farming, yet facing the problems of low productivity and an elderly population, most here live in poverty.
前面这是老大的家，这个是咱们的家，
这是我咱们。
你带着这个儿媳妇住。
70-year-old Grandma Wang has two sons. Unfortunately, her younger one passed away. Now she has to take care of her mentally disabled daughter-in-law as well as her 2-year-old grandson alone.
不要哭了，好吗？你要看看你的孙儿，你的小。
Grandma, don't cry, alright? Look at your grandson. He's still young and needs your care. So you have to be strong and stay positive.
要保持好。
With Tzu Chi volunteers' care and encouragement, Grandma Wang is getting better and has learned to look on the bright side of life.
相信我们以后会越来越好。好好看孙子长大。对，这是我们的未来。孙子就开心，是不是？你看着他，你就不哭了啊，好不好？
I was so surprised to see how hard the lives of these villagers are. I was really shocked upon seeing their living situation.
我就内心就特别的压抑，因为看完了以后非常压抑。
Seeing the poor living conditions of the residents here in Huanghao village, Beijing Tzu Chi volunteers feel obligated to complete the recipients list for the upcoming distributions as soon as possible in order to offer the needy timely assistance.
In Kunshan, Jiangsu province, to meet the needs of children of migrant workers, the Qianjing School was established with a comprehensive school system. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers carried out a home visitation to care for these students who are home alone during the afternoon as their parents are still out working.
Following the teachers, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive at the home of scholarship recipient Tian Yuan. Tian's parents are migrant workers from Sichuan province, whose work means that their son is often at home alone.
Sometimes if I don't finish my work, I have to work late, and my son will have to go to bed on his own.
Conscientious kids like Tian Yuan also learn to cook on their own.
你看，给爸爸妈妈烧饭，他会烧饭。是的。
哇，怎么那么厉害？3年级就会烧饭。学习不错，动手能力也不错。
Another scholarship recipient, Xiang Yiqi, also stays at home alone as his parents are busy with work at a construction site. Seeing how mature these kids from impoverished backgrounds are, the volunteers are just amazed.
那吃饭呢？什么会煮？
有时候我是一个人煮，然后他们回来炒菜。
哦，哎，这边的孩子都很厉害嘞。
Before Tzu Chi volunteers are off to their next stop, Xiang tries to express his thanks to the volunteers.
哎，就很感谢，师傅啊，然后。
I want to say thank you to the Tzu Chi aunts and uncles for your care. Thank you very much.
Despite living in difficulty, kids with their parents by their side feel blessed and are all smiles. However, Jia Zhixian has pushed away the outside world after his parents separated.
他就是不怎么讲话，
就是因为没有跟他讲，他天天跟着阿妈。
As volunteers are leaving, Jia finally talks.
那下次来找你，好不好？
谢谢爷爷，谢谢阿姨。
好，再见。好，
谢谢老师呢。
To comfort the little boy, a volunteer gives him a big hug. During the home visitations, Tzu Chi volunteers not only bring care and love to the students who have to look after themselves, but also encourage them to help the less fortunate.
假如说每一个人都能够这样去帮助人家，就能够结下很好的缘分。
If each one of us is able to help other people in need,
Tzu Chi Philippines chapter has cared for the residents of Dreamland Village in Cavite province, where they not only handed out aid supplies. We meet Tzu Chi scholarship recipient Denver Encinas, who never gave up on his dream to finish his studies. Putting on the baccalaureate gown and cap is Denver Encinas. Today is a proud day for his parents and a huge step forward towards his dreams.
I'm very thankful to my father and mother. Even though we are poor, they still supported me. I love them.
I'm happy because this is the first time that someone in our family graduated from university. When he starts working, he will be able to help his siblings pay for school.
Encinas grew up in Dreamland Village of Cavite province. His father works as a pedicab driver to support the family of 7. Despite living in poverty, Encinas studied hard to get Tzu Chi scholarship to pay for university and hopes that one day he will be able to help improve his family's financial situation.
When I was young, I couldn't afford to go to school, so I could only work as a pedicab driver. My son is really lucky today, as he can go to college with Tzu Chi subsidy. He will be able to find a good job and help improve our financial situation.
During university, Encinas not only focused on his studies, as well he spent time helping Tzu Chi volunteers carry out aid distributions in the village.
I'm happy to see that my son often helps with household chores when he's at home. He never idles away his time.
In spite of the difficulties in his life, he still did his best in his studies. To help his parents, he also took on part-time jobs and saved money to cover his own expenses at school.
After Encinas receives a university degree, he wants to find a job as quickly as possible and continue to pursue his dreams of making his family's life easier, as well as helping the less fortunate and building a successful career.
Other than financial support, Tzu Chi volunteers also taught me to help the less fortunate and to be a filial son. These teachings will help me in the challenges ahead.
In 2007, when Tzu Chi volunteers first came to Dreamland Village, among the help they brought was financial support for students through scholarships, thus giving these students and their families a ticket out of poverty.
Erlyn Joy Garcia was born here in Dreamland Village. Her father makes a living running a dime store, and though it is hard to make ends meet, paying for his daughter's schooling has been a priority.
After graduating from high school, I thought about getting a job, as my peers all started working right after we graduated, and because we are poor, going to university seemed like an impossible dream. From when she was young, I always told her the importance of getting an education and not be like the other children in Dreamland Village who are getting married and having children at 13.
Hoping that her own children can enjoy a better life has long been Hilda's dream, and helping her fulfill this dream has been Tzu Chi, who has stepped up to pay for Erlyn's college tuition. Marinette, who is the same age as Erlyn, faced a similar situation.
If I was not able to continue with my education, I would end up like so many other children here and have to work in a nearby factory.
With Tzu Chi's financial support, Erlyn, Marinette, and hundreds of students like them can study in peace. In thanks for the help they have received, the scholarship recipients remember to give back and are a familiar face at Tzu Chi's aid distributions in Dreamland Village. When the big day finally comes, the children look back at the long road they have walked and feel only gratitude.
I'm so happy and of course so thankful to Tzu Chi for helping me fulfill my dreams to finish college. I am so blessed to have been a Tzu Chi scholarship recipient. My diploma and awards are thanks to the support of my family and Tzu Chi's help.
Wearing their graduation gowns, these children are not only their parents' pride and joy, but also Dreamland Village's hope for the future.
At the end of the show, we join over 600 Tzu Chi volunteers and staff from Dai TV as they celebrate the 47th anniversary of Tzu Chi Foundation. Everyone hopes to use this gathering to further spread Tzu Chi's love and gather more like-minded people to walk on the Tzu Chi path. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. See you next week.